Yeah, totally. Yeah. And that's where the market's going, right? Like what people are saying is in the next 12 to 24 months, you're going to have 50 AI agents working for you.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous to think of, right?
I was just trying to think of 50 areas that AI agent could help me during the day. I can definitely think 5 right now that would help me on a day-to-day basis. But saying 50, that's pretty insane, like when you think about it. G'day everyone and welcome to Swivel Talk. I'm Simon Shipley, your host for this exciting journey into the heart of the tech and software industry. We get a 360-degree view of the tech and software world while diving deep into the minds of founders, executives, CTOs, and other industry leaders. Each episode will explore the latest trends, groundbreaking innovations, and the stories behind the success of these tech leaders. Today, I am chatting with Shanil Dissanayake, the CEO and co-founder of Swivel Group. Shanil will be sharing insights into Swivel Group's journey, the transformative role of AI in various industries, and we'll delve into his experience at different events and the initiative of AI products developed by Swivel Group. Welcome, Shanil.
Hi, Simon.
Very good, very good. And I hope you've been enjoying the week so far coming into 2025. You are the first person for the 25 podcast, so welcome.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, 2025 has been an interesting journey so far. It's only been, 6-7 weeks in, but a lot has happened in the business.
Yeah.
And thanks for having me. And very excited to chat today.
Yeah, lovely. Well, look, let's kick everything off. So as I said, you're the CEO and co-founder of Swivel Group. So look, if you can tell us a little bit about Swivel Group and the inception and the idea behind starting it.
Sure. So Swivel Group turned 6 just a couple of weeks ago. So really exciting. 6 years. And I think back and it honestly feels like it's been about 10 years. Just with all the challenges and the ups and downs of global, the economies and COVID and, all the things we had to go through as a business. Swivel started with an idea to leverage an overseas workforce. That was the initial idea. And this was pre-COVID. This was 2019 when, people weren't working from home. Work wasn't getting outsourced or offshored. Everything was done locally. And then COVID came and everything turned upside down. Suddenly you've got, your entire workforce working from home. You've got a talent crunch of, it's really hard to find smart technical people, for businesses. And then it just naturally opened up this whole market of global talent. And that was the idea around Swivel Group. So it's been 6 years now. Obviously Dimitri and I met in our previous lives in the corporate world. I was an accountant, still am an accountant, but I worked as an accountant, as a CPA. Dimitri comes obviously from a recruitment background, and that's how we connected. And just saw an opportunity. I saw Dimitri as a great business partner, someone who had complementary skills to me. We just got chatting. We probably spent 6 to 9 months chatting about it, and then, things sort of fell into place, and then off we went. Initially we started off with the idea of supporting businesses with accounting and finance. Then we very, very quickly realized that technology was a big part of this as well, especially with COVID. And then we got into technology. So effectively, those are the 2 arms of our business, the accounting and finance side and the technology side. And now with AI coming on board, everything's just changing rapidly. It's been an interesting journey. Lots of ups and downs, more ups and downs, and that's what you can hope for as a business owner.
Yeah, definitely. And look, I guess you did mention one of the biggest challenges that Swivel Group has sort of faced over the years being COVID, which everyone, knows very, very well and had all their own experiences with it. Outside of the COVID period itself, what was some other challenges that you sort of faced over the past 6 years and that sort of scoped and been able to, scope you into what, you are today as a multi-group company?
Yeah. I guess COVID was the first thing, right? And that just changed everything. It has challenges, obviously, ensuring we can set up teams remotely, we can still service clients. And that was, you're learning quickly. Then there was the Easter attacks in Sri Lanka, which was like an attack that happened there, and that was something we had to work through. Then we had inflation and financial crisis that we had to work through as well. So which is interesting. And then obviously now with recession and interest rates and clients the spend reducing. Again, finding new ways to be adaptive in the way we service clients and maintain clients. And then, when you run a people business, you constantly have challenges in managing talent, attracting talent, and the different nuances in different, running companies across multiple countries, having the understanding around legislation and governance and all that sort of stuff around the different countries. It's always been a bit of a challenge for us. But yeah, we've had 6 years and 5, I guess, major events happen over those last 6 years. So hoping for smoother sales in the next 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, definitely. And look, 6 years has shown that much. There'll definitely be challenges that'll come up in the next 6 years, but at least you've got a good head start on sort of what might be sort of coming up. But as you said, things are changing daily. With that AI, coming out, that's obviously changed the way that the world looks at technology and software and the adaptability of what businesses need to do to be able to keep up in that race as well. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about AI. And I know you've been to some AI chat conferences and events over the past couple of weeks. So look, would love to understand what the current state of play is with AI in the landscape. Can you give us a little bit more of an overview of what that looks like for you and what you can sort of see out there?
Yeah, I think AI has just significantly changed over the last 12 months as well, right? AI was ChatGPT, initially, and everyone knew what that was, and it blew everyone's minds. And now you can see AI do a whole heap of stuff across different industries. I was fortunate enough to attend one of the John Lee seminars last week over 2 days. Andrew Rook, who's one of our business coaches, took me out with him, and I'm grateful for that because that was an amazing experience.
Had him on the podcast, good man.
Yes, awesome bloke. He's worked with us for the last 4 or 5 years and has added a lot to our business. So the state of AI is constantly changing, and over the last probably 3 to 6 months, we've seen rapid growth in AI as well. How you can use AI to, build code, how you can use AI and these language models to just, take data and make data better. Then even, going down to your marketing and video editing and, big data. There's a whole spectrum of different areas where AI is getting used. And one thing's for sure, AI is only going to get better. So whatever version of AI that you're playing around with now, whether it's ChatGPT or playing around with a video tool or a Canva tool or whatever, it's only going to get better. And that's the scary bit. Yeah, right. So I think very quickly for us as a business, we've realized that, hey, AI is going to play a large part in the way we work moving forward. Now, fortunately for us, we sort of saw this coming. So 12 months ago, we set up an AI council internally within our business. So a group of smart people that would, bring to the forefront AI concepts, frameworks, and tools we can use as a business to be more effective. And I think that's where the market's going, where there is an expectation that you are using AI. There is an expectation that you're going to drive efficiency, productivity, and a cost reduction. Yeah. And, you've got two choices. You can either embrace that and be part of that, or you can just hang around and watch everyone else sort of adopt it, right? So that's sort of the mindset we have taken, and we have gone AI first in everything we do. Every single product that's being built in our tech business, every time we try and solve a problem, we go, have we considered AI? Are there any tools out there? So I think it's a mindset, and AI is a mindset. And, that's something we push really hard within our business. And, we're very fortunate. We've got some really talented people in our business that, have sort of taken this on in a really positive manner. We don't see AI as something that's going to come and take jobs away from us, but it'll help us be more productive and effectively scale and grow the same headcount.
Yeah, definitely. So, and look, using it to improve operations and everything within a business is great. And people are also using it in their day-to-day lives, how do I cook a meal? Instead of going to Google nowadays, they're going straight to AI. even though, it might not give you the best answer in the world, but it will give you a quick answer without you having to look through multiple different locations and websites to get that same answer. But that's, I guess, the same within a business. If you can get an answer to your question without having to go digging through multiple different areas of documentation, makes your life a hell of a lot easier to make those decisions and give those answers to people. So I guess for you, how much is sort of AI influencing what you're sort of doing within the business of Swivel, but also your sort of daily life at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned with Swivel, I think a part of our 2030 vision, AI is going to play a large part of that. Every single thing we do, we're going to consider, are we doing this the most efficient way? And AI is the most efficient way. I think even with AI, it's really important to understand it's only as good as the information you feed it and the data, right? The data is super important and how you prompt that data. So even with that example of you, say, asking for a recipe for, say, a meal, if you can create a custom GPT or a custom AI agent and you can feed it the data, going, these are the meals I like, these are the types of food I like, this is the type of ingredients I prefer. You can even feed it saying, recommend me ingredients that are seasonal, so it's actually cheaper for you, right? Recommend me ingredients that are gluten-free, or recommend me, ingredients that are, seasonal or, finished or whatever it is that is based on your diet. If you can prompt and give the right data, you're going to get much better answers. And that's the whole part of it because it learns.
Yeah.
So that's really important, I think. And, that's something we are using on an everyday basis. For example, even in content writing, just putting things through ChatGPT and getting content copy pasting and posting, it doesn't really resonate with a lot of people because those aren't your thoughts. But what you can do is download your thoughts or transcribe your thoughts, find the latest articles that are relevant, and then create some hybrid content and post that. That is a lot more relevant, right? Because you're actually adding value, but you're using AI to be a bit more efficient. So, ideation is great, but, something we got to be careful of, especially, with the content we post on, say, LinkedIn and other social outlets. We want to make sure that content is ours.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that, we're very conscious of in our business. But on an everyday basis, I'll pretty much take 8 hours away from my week just using tools. I've built 5 different custom GPTs, commercial platforms, HR platforms, research platforms, even a mindset coach,
You got all these personal assistants now that save you time in your day so you can focus on, the most important parts.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And that's where the market's going, right? What people are saying is in the next 12 to 24 months, you're going to have 50 AI agents working for you.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous to think of, right?
I was just trying to think of 50 areas that an AI agent could help me during the day. I can definitely think 5 right now that would help me on a day-to-day basis. But saying 50, that's pretty insane, when you think about it.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? And then the next evolution is robotics. Elon Musk spends so much on robotics. So he stopped making cars, he's building robots. For $70,000, you can pretty much buy a robot now that can do your dishes and stuff like that. That's only going to get better and cheaper. And eventually, where it's going, as scary as it sounds, it'll clone us into these robots. And from last week, what John Lee was saying was, he's a speaker and he's a coach, but he can only be at one place at one time. But in 10 years from now or 5 years from now, there'll probably be 10 of him, 10 different locations around the world, all robots looking exactly like him. But it's his mind. And, your job changes from doing things to feeding your AI. You're feeding your AI agent to be like you. So you're almost replicating yourself, as crazy as that sounds.
Sounds like a Hollywood movie. Yeah. Real. It's crazy, but look, I guess you're coming from an accounting background as well. So, AI is now getting into, every area. Where do you think AI can influence the accounting space? Can you give us a little bit of an overview of what your thoughts might be around that area?
Yeah, I mean, as a CPA, as an accountant, I understand how manual accounting is. And I know we've had, platforms like Xero that have come out, streamline bookkeeping, right? But accounting is an industry where there's a massive capacity and opportunity for us to add value from an AI perspective. So I'm going to be launching a podcast soon, which is exciting. It's called the AI Powered Accountant, and our mission here is to empower accountants to be AI powered. Okay, there's a massive shortfall of accountants coming out of uni. And there's this massive gap between juniors and seniors. And if we can draw out efficiency in the more junior, senior accountants coming through and use technology, we're going to be better off. Also, I'm looking at a few tools and agents that I'm trying to build for the accounting practice space where we can automate a few things. And that really is the future. And I think, there's a opportunity to empower accountants to be AI powered. It'd be an AI powered accountant, whilst also, we can build some really smart technology to drive efficiency around practices. So that's really exciting. And I think I'm going to be spending a fair bit of my time this year speaking to a lot of my clients who are, large accounting firms, understanding what their needs are, what their problems are, and build specific AI agents to help them be more efficient.
Yeah, definitely. And I'd like to stay there for just a little bit. I guess you've got the new accountants and junior accountants coming out of university who are probably already using AI in different areas across their life. And so that'll be nice and easy for that uptake. But how would you say with like the people that have been in accounting, say for 20 years, their uptake and their sort of wanting to be able to use something that can assist them like this? Because, a few people are a bit scared and, held back from utilizing AI. How do you say that, you're going to get those guys to start to like utilize it and bring it into their daily lives?
Yeah, I think it's like when the internet came out, right, in the early 2000s. You can push as hard as you want, but it's just a matter of time till it takes over, right? So I think that's what we're hoping to do, sort of empower and drive that knowledge gap between how you can use AI and how AI is actually there to help us, not take away your job. I think it will take some time, for perhaps some of the older accountants who've done a certain thing a certain way for 20 or 30 years to change and adopt. And it's like going paperless in the accounting field. It's been so hard. Right. Even I've got a piece of paper here. I'm scribbling on a piece of paper because that's just a habit, and I like that outfit. I think it will take time. Adoption will take time. But I think what's important to understand is probably 95% of the working force have no idea of the power of AI right now. And that's really interesting. So I think we have a unique opportunity as an early adapter to try and push some of this into businesses to drive efficiency. It will take some time with some of the workforce, but it's inevitable, really.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, being, coming through and watching that AI come into play, I'm just like, I've got to adopt that. I need to make sure that I'm using that in my daily life, or you're just going to get left behind in the way the world's sort of changing that landscape as well. Now, Swivel Group, obviously, Swivel Tech is part of that, developing different products and software and technologies across businesses here in Australia and also different products themselves. Can you give us a little bit of an overview of what Swivel Group and Swivel Tech have been able to sort of build within that AI space and those products and what they look like?
It's really interesting, right? So from an accounting perspective, I think, as I mentioned, we're going to have opportunity, right, to do things differently and build tech. As a technology business, we just have to find AI that can help us write code better, quicker. It's really that simple, right? And there's a whole heap of initiatives that we're currently running through our business to do that. We have built 4 different products right now that we're going to take to market, SaaS products. One product's really interesting. It's actually in the dental space, and it's using AI to effectively use a large language model to explain things a bit easier to maybe some of the ancillary staff in the dental space. We've gone through some extensive research. We've got some really strong partners on board as well. And the early signs are really good. So, that particular tool is solving a real problem. It's solving a problem of articulating some sort of legislation really quickly. Also whilst maintaining privacy, because we're holding it in a server, in our private server. And also, this tool gives you the option to translate into, say, 20 different languages. And we are finding a lot of the ancillary staff come from non-English speaking backgrounds. And sometimes reading a really, big, thick piece of legislation doesn't really make sense when English isn't your first language. And now having that option to translate into different languages, empowers your staff. So that's an example of one tool. Really excited for that. We've just soft launched it and really positive feedback so far. There's a few more, a couple in the e-com space, a couple in the accounting space, a couple in the legal space. And I think, this year, I think we will have more of these opportunities to work with businesses to build AI tools. And I think that's where the future is. Yep. We'll go from a business typically building, with our core business being building software, to being a business that'll sort of implement AI tools and systems and agents in businesses. I think that's where the business model will transition to.
Well, that's very exciting. And look, I guess, that next 6-year plan from where you guys have sort of come from to where you, are looking at going to. So it's very exciting, and AI is, definitely a number one topic at the moment across the globe. And being able to be a leader in that space is definitely going to give you a big jump forwards in what sort of Swivel Tech and Swivel Group is looking to sort of produce in the future for sure. Now, also, there's a rumor out there that you're a big golfer. And I heard that you went to the LIV Golf event over in Adelaide, watched a bit on TV. It is an absolute spectacle. But can you be a little bit of an overview of your sort of experience and your view of LIV Golf and I guess how that sort of relates to, running a business and new things that are coming out in the world like AI?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a big golfer, but I do enjoy golf, and you and I have had a few rounds together. And I was fortunate enough to go down to Adelaide for the LIV tournament, and it was amazing. I've recently written an article on it as well on my way back while traveling back, because it really encouraged me to share my thoughts, on that tournament. Initially, when LIV Golf came out, and for those of you who are golfers, it was a off-brand to the PGA. Doing things a bit different, going from traditional sport to more entertainment. And, the traditional golf community didn't really like that, right? And I was probably part of it as well. But it was really interesting, attending this over the 2 days and seeing how the attendees, for example, majority of them weren't golfers. And that's really interesting, because now you open up a whole new market.
Yeah.
Right? It was entertainment. So it's like, what wrestling was before WWE. WWE came out and made that entertainment, not wrestling. It turned sport into entertainment. That's effectively what's happening with golf. And, we had some amazing seats, and I had, literally within 6 feet of me was guys like Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Bubba Watson, Phil Mickelson teeing off. And if not for LIV, those guys would never be here. So that was that moment for me, the penny drop moment where I went, wow. And, there's a similarity between this and, say, AI in accounting. It's the early adoption when LIV first came out, there was a lot of hate and, a lot of pushback. But look at it now, it's changed again. Yeah. And that's effectively what's going to happen with the accounting industry and AI as well. Yeah. So there's a lot of similarities there, and it sort of sparked my mind, and, so I wrote a little article on it on my LinkedIn. But yeah, it was amazing. Adelaide had this event for the last 3 years, and they just signed for the next 6 years. And Greg Norman's coming down and building an amazing course there as well. So it's great for the economy. There's lots of money getting pushed into South Australia as well, which is amazing. Melbourne and Sydney take a large share of everything else. So I think that was awesome to see. And I would love to head out there over the next couple of years. And I know you and I have done a bit of a trip down to South Australia as well, to the Barossa. I think it's a great opportunity to travel down there and, watch some of the golf and visit some of the wineries and, have a great weekend.
Yeah, definitely. And look, there's also, I did forget to mention, as part of Swivel Group, there is Swivel Finance as well. So I guess that's where we've got they've got accountants and everything within there as well. Do you think that AI is definitely going to help internally in that sort of finance part as well, being able to push them into, making better decisions for the businesses and the clients that they're working with?
Yeah, totally. I think with Swivel Finance, so we support some of the best accounting firms in the country, and we help them with their back office work. So the BASs, your ITRs, CTRs. Offshoring is great and has worked really well, but I think AI is just going to take all that over really soon. So what we want to do is build really smart tools that we can use to still service our clients. And probably still have some staff offshore, sort of check the work and review the work, but it'll be predominantly technology based. Right?
Yeah.
So where I'm chatting to clients right now, suggesting some great ideas to sort of get things moving around, and those firms that take that leap early on will see the results, right, and see the benefits early on. So it's definitely a part of our 5-year strategy or 3-year strategy to make sure that we are building AI tools to support the workforce as well.
Yeah, amazing. And then also in behind the scenes of Swivel and Swivel Group, Swivel Tech, Swivel Finance, that is Swivel Foundation. Can you give me a little bit of an overview of Swivel Foundation and what that sort of mission is that you guys put boards for that foundation itself?
Yeah, so Swivel Foundation's like, the heart of Swivel Group, right? We've managed to leverage an amazing market and talent from Sri Lanka, and that's our way of giving back. So we run multiple initiatives each year, driving community engagement, effectively trying to build sustainable communities there. Gone are the days where you can just give someone something or give someone something. If you give them a fish, you feed them for the day. But the whole message around Swivel Foundation, let's teach them to fish. So you feed them for a lifetime, right? So educating, giving communities the tools to be able to be self-sustainable is the key driver for us, right? And being Sri Lankan myself is a really it's something that's really close to me. And even from the inception of starting Swivel Group, that was at the forefront of my mind. I need to find a way to give back. So we're fortunate. We've got clients that support us in these initiatives. We have a few fundraisers throughout the year. I'm planning a golf day, fundraiser golf day, hopefully in the next 6 months. So again, that'll be raising funds for some water filtration systems for a couple of schools, which is amazing. So we've got everything's run by volunteers through the business. There's a dollar for dollar benefit there that gets passed on. So it's a great initiative, and everyone's got around it, and all of our staff get around it as well, which is amazing.
Amazing. And to all the listeners as well, we will post what the Swivel Foundation is doing and those fundraisers as well, so that everyone can get involved. Definitely reach out to anyone at the Swivel team, and they're more than happy to have a further chat to you about what that all looks like as well. Shanil, anything else that you would like to have a bit of a chat about while I've got you on the mic?
I think that's probably it, son. It's probably we've sort of covered a few things. Yeah. Very AI focused, I know. It is a hot topic right now.
That it is.
But, there's legs in this. And, I'd urge all businesses to sort of think AI first. I'm going to be running a campaign in the next few weeks, actually, where I'm going to, free of charge, set up some AI agents for businesses. Just as an initiative, so it just opens up people's minds as to what it can do. So I want to pick 3 businesses each month where I go in and I set up 3 custom GPTs and 3 AI agents with the whole mission and the vision of driving 8 hours of work away from them each week. So as a business owner, that's amazing because time is money.
Yeah. Reach out, everyone. As he said, he's more than happy to build out some AI agents for you. So definitely reach out to Shanil for that one. So, but look, really appreciate you coming on today, Shanil.
Thank you.
Awesome. Everyone, that's the end of today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed the deep dive into the tech world with Shanil here. Until next time, keep swiveling through the landscape, stay curious, keep innovating. We'll see you on the next episode of Swivel Talk. Thank you very much.